Hey, Shalom, Mesha, when it's off, souls, but giving no praise to Yahweh, Hashem, El Shah, Bashem, Kadosh, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and honors to you, brothers, doing the work in truth, more sincerity. This is going to be a quick one. I was just going for a walk, and then got a bit lost. I was just basically, looking at the properties around me or whatever, and basically, you get Edomites living good, man. With semi-detached or detached house, several bedrooms. The fact, what went past one house, 2 Range Rovers outside, right? New Range Rovers as well, not no old cars or anything, right? And what do you call it? The way property is in London, right? That would have been, anything from what, 2 to 3+ million pounds, I would say, easily, right? Because what, £1 million in certain parts of London will get you like just a regular 5 bed house. Not no wide 5 bed either, just like a regular 5 bed minimum. And these houses are quite wide, so easily 2 million, 3+ right? And I'm walking past, I'm like, yo, you're seeing the nice cars, the Teslas and all of that. And I'm walking past these places, and I'm like, yo, but as the scriptures say, we go. Look, man, that's nothing in comparison to what we're gonna be getting in the kingdom, man. Right? The Lord is gonna give us all of that in righteousness and more, right? The key word there is in righteousness, man, because a lot of the people that have, these things in this life, they've had to, do stuff, right? They've had to, maybe compromise who they are. And well, for if you're a so-called white man, you've been living off of that white privilege, as they call it, quote unquote, that Edomite privilege, man. So you've been benefiting off that old money, that slave money, man. Right? But we gonna get everything in righteousness, man. Right? And the thing to remember also is the scriptures say this is John 14:2 says, in my father's house are many mansions. Right, this ain't talking about no Bel Air mansion, right? This ain't talking about no Buckingham Palace or anywhere you could think of. It ain't even talking about islands, because that's what the rich of this world will do. They'll go and they'll buy themselves an island. You have Richard Branson, and he's bought himself a couple of islands or whatever, what have you. Right? This isn't talking about those, man. It's just referring to planets, man. Right? So in the kingdom of Israel, right, the planets will be inhabited. That's why whenever Esau looks up into the heavens, he's always seeing, new, or finding new planets, new, new space that he's not observed before, whatever, what have you, right? Because this is the promise prepared for the children of Israel. Right, so it says, in my father's house are many mansions, right, referring to the planets, right, that are created for us, right. It says, if it were not so, right, I would have told you, I go to prepare a place for you, right. And as you see, there are many mansions, many planets, right. It says Isaiah 40:22 says, it is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, right, that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, right, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in, right. That there's a precept. See, this is a tent, for the children of Israel to dwell in, man. Right. Let's see if what you call it. I want to go back to some of those precepts on the Kindle. That's all there is. Oh, well, you got to get Psalm 16:11, right? It says, thou will show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures evermore. Right? So there's going to be pleasure in the kingdom, right? And once again, pleasure and righteousness, right? Because you looked at the apostles are doing the the Apostle Todd did the video on the Edomites, and on the side of the bus it basically said, quote unquote, something to the effect of, there is no God, just live your life, right? Be happy, right? Something to that effect, which goes to show you that these people think doing wickedness is enjoyment, right? When it's really not. It's destructive, man. Right? Scriptures talk about them that hate me love death. And what's one way of showing hate towards the Most High? Right? Committing sin, man. Right? Because, hey, the laws ain't grievous. The laws in a righteous world are easy. Right? But what's one of those things that people want to do? Just the easy one. The one that always comes to mind, adultery. Right? Here it is, the Lord made a multitude of women, more women than there are men. Yet these people are trying to make it seem like if she's there for the taking, just take it. If she's offering, just take it. That's what these guys are, the vibration these guys are pushing. Why? Because they're trying to remove the fear of the Most High. What else do the scriptures say? The scripture says the fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom, right? But yeah, in the kingdom, it's going to be a kingdom of righteousness, man. We're going to, enjoy everything and not have any scandals coming out saying, oh, we found out that this is actually slave money that you, or whatever, what have you, which it will be. But once again, even that will be in righteousness, right? And, let me, like I said, it's going to be a quick one, let me get Revelation 21. Right, it says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, right, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. Right, now this isn't saying that the earth is going to be destroyed, right, because the scriptures say in Ecclesiastes, I believe, that the earth, it abideth forever. I believe that's Ecclesiastes 3:15, right. It says, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, right, because Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, coming down from the most high, right, out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for a husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he dwelleth with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power, right? Basically that reunion back again, right? Because in Hosea 1, what does the scripture say? It says, I will not be their power. Right? Hosea 1, I believe, 1 verse 9, right? Now this is verse 4, right? It says, and the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death. Right? So it ain't gonna be no, if you're of the children of Israel, you ain't ever gonna die again, man. Right? Why? Because the wages of sin is death. Right? And we won't be able to sin. Literally, the Lord's gonna make it whereby we ain't able to sin. Right? It says, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying. Right? Neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. In this kingdom, Jay be dying, whether it's high blood pressure or diabetes or this or that. Right? Jay be dying, crying, worrying about rent and bills and everything. Right? What does this do? The curses say that basically in the curse says all of these curses shall pursue thee. Right? That was that was one. Right? That no matter what it is that you do, right, there's gonna be a way to overthrow you, man. Right? Like I was even watching documentary on Netflix, Rotten. I was going into like restaurant, the peanut allergy, right? And I was just watching. I was thinking, right, that means if you're a Jake, right, and you just had it whereby someone had a nut allergy, and they came to your restaurant, ate one of those dishes, right, but you fucked up, whatever, what have you, and that person, died or whatever. Here it is, you might have done your best to avoid the curses, right? You're like, yes, I've made it. Most Jacob broke, but I ain't broke. And then what do you call it? The curses will just come hit you from that way. Now your restaurant has a bad reputation. People don't want to go there anymore. Legal fees, maybe even jail time. When I was just, like I said, I was just watching. I was thinking, I was like, right, these curses, man, they'll find a way of finding you. Right? These curses will find a way of finding you. That's what it literally says, and they shall pursue thee. Right? Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, right? But in the kingdom, it's what do you call it? It's going to be opposite, man. The blessings are going to pursue us, and the curses, they're going to pursue the heathen, right? Says, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I'll make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, it is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. Is this one? This is where I'm going? I thought it was this one. Oh, yeah. So I'll jump down to verse 10. It says, "And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from the Most High, having the glory of the Most High, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. And on the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. And he that walked with me had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof. And the city lieth 4 square, and the length is as large as the breadth. Right, and he measured the city with the reed, 12,000 furlongs. The length and the breadth and the height of it are equal. Right, that mathematics right there. Right. It says, and he measured the wall thereof in 144 cubits, right, according to the measure of a man, that is, of the angel. The building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass. On the kingdom, right? We're going, the kingdom. It's going to be which called pure gold that you can see through, man. Right, see through gold. I mean, I can't even. My little mind can't even imagine that. But that's what it says in Psalm 16:11. Right, it says, "No eye hath seen." Right, all right. So that means we can't. We'll put it into words that we understand now. Right? When we see it, man, we gonna be amazed. Right? We gonna be amazed. Right? And which is why, once again, right? That's what, for instance, the scripture says, "Envy thou not the oppressor." Right? You might see Esau flying in a private jet, or Esau in a helicopter, or whatever, what have you. Right? And they that's nothing. We're gonna be flying in spiritual chariots, man. Right? Things are gonna be good. And you know what? We gonna have slaves, and we ain't gonna be looking, right now Esau, whenever there's a scandal, when he's always trying to, hush it. And the king ain't gonna be like, yeah, man, we got slaves. And that's it. That's the end of the story. Right? No scandal, that's just what it is. Right? And that's one of the things that we look forward to, these heathens bowing down to us. Was that Psalm 58, no, 58, 3, Isaiah, I believe, when it says, sons of strangers shall bow down unto thee, right? Which the apostles going into the word blessed. People bowing down unto you, that is blessings, right? Says, and the foundation of the wall of the city were garnished with all manner of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third chalcedony, the fourth an emerald, the fifth is sardonyx, the sixth is sardis, the seventh chrysolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth a topaz, the 10th a chrysoprasus, the 11th a jacinth, the 12th an amethyst. And the 12 gates, they were so decked out, decked out, precious stones, gold, clear, see-through gold, right? Chariots, right? Righteousness, right? This is what we got to look forward to, man. Right? The Lord has given us all of this, man. Right, including the heathen. Right? All we gotta do is just, wait, man. Be patient. Right? Because things are before it gets better, things have got to get worse. Right? Scripture says, a time like never before seen. Hey, look out your window, man. Things are calm. So things are gonna get a lot worse, but there is a beauty. You know, we're waiting on good things. Let me say it like that. Right. So, like I said, it was just a quick one, man. The Lord's gonna give it to us all, man. Right. So until next time, I'm gonna say shalom.